Where am I? Everything was dark, and not in a good way. Not in the way I've known before, where I'm conscious and awake and perhaps going a little insane because I'm alone in the dark for a prolonged, indefinite period of time, and therefore left with only my own thoughts, but then undoubtedly emerge stronger and wiser for it. This is different. I was, instead, last I remember, lying down to rest in my gorgeous, ancient tower, the one that's haunted my dreams for longer than I dare to imagine, the one whose chaos and conflict I now embrace wholeheartedly, for it brings me closer to my own heart and the heart of the dark soul who created me anew here. I was lying down to rest in that tower, and I closed my eyes. And there was a short period of darkness, and then I just woke up somewhere else. Not dreaming, just out like a light, then and back again. But what is this place? My. It's quite different. It's perhaps a little homier. The bed is large and soft. The sheets are fresh and clean. Everything's white and pink and baby blue. The sun streams in through the lacy curtains over the window, dimly, casting their light over freshly cut flowers in a vase. They are red roses, certainly, but they are not his red roses. I don't know how I know. I can just tell. Maybe because they've been stripped of their leaves and, more importantly, their thorns. Maybe because they're surrounded by baby's breath that has been grotesquely dyed pink. Maybe because the vase is new, modern, mass-produced. The bouquet is tied up with a flimsy ribbon. These are flowers that have been bought, not grown and harvested, bought with money. They are not love, they are a gesture. Dreadful. I look down, expecting to see my monstrous body wrapped up in flowing cloth, dyed black with my blood. Gowns from my very own sweet and painful transformation. But these are different. I am in some silky taffeta nonsense. More cheap ribbons, buttons, boning, wires, all kinds of restricting, itching, nasty things wrapping me up tight. and I despise it. Some manufactured, painfully sweet thing transformed by machine, most likely. What on earth? There is a mirror across from me, and I shriek at what I look like. My hair is all done up in some way I could never do on my own. Tied and braided here and there, and twisted and straightened there and here, and curled specifically to do one thing over there, and flattened specifically to do another thing over here, and there are little pins poking into my skull, and little elastic bands stretching at me, and the smell of something chemical keeping it all stiff and crunchy. My dress looks like something a princess would wear. Someone has turned me into a princess. Who put this nasty pink powder on my pale cheeks? Who put this blue nonsense on my eyelids? Who put this orange-pink stain on my lips? I take solace in seeing that my eyes are still completely black, and if one were to look into them, they would know that I am not really a princess at all. I am indeed a monster. I have fought hard to stay monstrous, and I will continue to do so. I will get to the bottom of this. I throw off the sheets and the blankets, and I walk to the mirror, ripping off as many bows and ribbons and buttons and frills as I possibly can. And I run to the open door, which, by some unseen force, slams shut in my face. Enraged, I begin to tear at my hair and cry out at the pain of the pins ripping, pulling, and pushing out and against me. I run to the window and pound against the glass. Then I run to the door again and kick at it with feet that have horrifically dainty slippers on them. I run to the bed and tear apart the pillows with my sharp teeth. I run to the vanity, prepared to smash the mirror there. But I cannot smash a mirror, can I? Looking into myself, there, I am a little comforted to see that I am starting to look like myself again. I pick up the vase, toss the roses from them. Though I do not tear apart the roses, I know that it's not their fault where and how and why they were grown. And I raise the vase in my hand towards the mirror, and I rather carefully bring it against the glass, just so that there are a few cracks there. I don't want to shatter it completely. I just want it so that my reflection is obscured by the different fragmented pieces. Eyes and mouth and nose and neck and shoulders out of position, like an abstract painting. I can't see myself. I can only see dozens of abstract, warped versions of myself. Perfect. This comforts me a great deal as I inhale deeply and exhale gently. Again. and again. I rise and calmly walk towards the door where I reach for the handle. I turn the doorknob. It opens. Huh. That was easy. Down the narrow hallway there are paintings all around me. Paintings of fairy tale things. Princesses long past. Not my princesses. These are pretty ones. Gentle ones. Sad ones. Like the Stations of the Cross in a Catholic church, I see paintings depicting each story in a series of 12 paintings. A princess in a high tower kept there by an evil witch until a prince comes and climbs her hair so that he may win his prize. Another princess in a deep slumber in a thorny castle under a spell placed by another evil witch. A prince riding forth on a beautiful horse to become the hero he always was destined to be. A princess trapped in a castle by a greedy and lonely beast who would give her everything but the one thing she wanted most, her freedom, so that his curse might be broken, which of course it is, and he becomes a prince once more and has a beautiful and generous princess at his side. I know most of these stories very well. The one I know the least well shows a princess in a castle, opening a door to a room full of terror, blood, and gore. Her murderous husband returning home to mete out a punishment for her curiosity, her need to explore, her inability to suppress her own self-direction to go by his command. I am terrified, but also terribly excited, thinking that she will free herself. She must, for who could the prince be in this situation but her? Ah, disappointment, seeing an image of her brothers coming to save her. I was eager to find out how she would get herself out of that pickle. Silly princesses, to somehow find themselves locked up in high towers or beautiful castles, kept there by evil witches or wealthy beasts or vicious dragons or discerning fathers or wicked stepmothers or possessive husbands or whatever else it is. These stories line bookshelf upon bookshelf that I pass in this hallway. I have barely noticed the hall turning, circling in on itself, to the point where there is an open door leading to a stairwell ahead of me. Thank goodness. As I reach it, it too slams shut before me. I grit my teeth so hard I taste blood. My eyes fill with tears of rage. I run through the halls with my long claws bared on either side of me as I scratch these paintings one by one. These stories I mostly loved dearly for so long. These stories I tried to find my way into, my way around. These stories of trapped, pretty little princesses who I disgust myself to recall I wanted to be. I tear them up. I can almost hear their screams. Or are they mine? My hands find their way to the bookshelves, but I stop. I cannot destroy books, I don't think. Can I? My hands find one. The title is hard to read. I open it and it says something scrawled, something weathered with time, but I barely make out the words. On a dark, cold night. And I see a name there, the author, a name I know from another life. I almost want to read the ending. Almost. Grinning, I tear the ending out and eat it without having a chance to change my mind. The pages bleed and the blood drips down my chin, and I am comforted once again as I inhale deeply. And exhale gently. Again. And again. I walk back to the door leading downstairs, and, of course, when I turn the doorknob, it opens easily, and I pass through. I walk down the winding stone staircase, and I see enormous stained glass windows here. I realize that I am walking through a tower that feels more like a church, I think, for I see stories in the stained glass. I see a place dedicated to the princesses who sacrificed their lives to the wills of others. Beatific, colorful representations of these figures. Rapunzel, eyes bloodshot as she winces with pain while a prince climbs her hair to meet his destiny. Sleeping Beauty, sleeping her death sleep, clutching a rose like the miraculously preserved corpse of a saint might, having already fulfilled her prophecy just by being born beautiful and then falling asleep. Beauty, eyes downcast as she releases the beast from his curse, only forgiveness in her heart for how he had cursed her so easily and quickly to begin with. And, most terribly, Bluebeard's wife, hands raised to the sky, weeping from wide, sad eyes, begging forgiveness, seeking penance for her willfulness. I run down the stairs, not out of fear, though I do fear these awful saints around me, but out of anger, rather, that I have been dressed as one of them and locked in a tower myself. I will find whoever has done this. I will make them pay. I run down the stairs, claws on my hands and feet, scoring the stone of the stairs and the walls and even the glass. It seems I'm running forever, roaring, screaming, until I see the bottom of the stairs and a door, wide open, leading to a warmly lit room that smells of warm rose water. Almost there, almost there. And the door slams shut in my face once more. And I see that above that door, one final stained glass portrait, above it, brought to life by the fire behind it. It's me. I recognize the terrible dress, the roses, the mirror, the tower. There I sit, calmly, peacefully, looking out of the window at many things that will never be, as I decide to stay up there, in that room I woke up in. Outside the window is a monstrous, ancient tower in the distance. Standing in the open doorway is a figure, but I cannot make any details out about who it is. I stare out the window with my black eyes. No, they are not black, not in the way that my eyes are black. They are merely empty. How do I describe the greatness of speed and force with which I smash every single stained glass portrait in this stairwell? I start at the top. I make my way through Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty, Bluebeard's wife, and finally, me. I already know that I can just open the door. I'm not stupid. I just wanted to smash everything. That is, until I am calm once more. I breathe in deeply. I breathe out gently as I smash window after window. The act of smashing brings me to calm once more. I open the door, and there is a cozy room with a fireplace, 2 comfortable couches, blankets, shadows dancing on the wall from the fire. This is the story room. There is a figure seated in one of the chairs, but I cannot make any details about them. They are a ghost. Rather formless, but I can feel who it is, I think. I seem to remember a human, a monster hunter from long, 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 long ago. Well, not long ago, because time, well, you know what I'm going to say about time. Let's just say from different lives ago. I think for a moment that it could be he, the keen-eyed and hirsute one who hunted me for a long time. And I think to myself that he would indeed want to trap me. Perhaps he hasn't given up. Perhaps he still, even as a ghost, lives for that chase. But it's not him. I sit down, and I hear a voice whisper, "Once upon a time, there was a girl who stumbled on a tower." I am in the story room, being told a story by a formless spirit in a castle. I am told my own story. I, currently a princess in the wrong tower, hear the story of a girl who stumbled on a different tower and became a monster. And once more I realize that that is not only what I must be, but it is what I want to be. A dark angel, a forest god, a scary ghost, a powerful witch, whatever I like to go by, writing, weaving my own story, my own tapestry, word by word, thread by thread, day by day, choice by choice. I hear someone grunting in effort, and I notice an open window with what looks like a rope ladder made of something gleaming and golden hanging from it. There is a prince climbing up, looking for a princess with very long hair. I hear a horse galloping in the distance, and the sound of a sword clashing against thorns and briars. There is a prince riding towards the castle, looking for a sleeping princess. I hear a growling, baleful weeping from a distant room in the castle, an awful sobbing and wailing echoing out. There is a beast begging a beauty to take pity on him. But from the stairwell, I hear no voice, no weeping, no groaning, only something far worse. Keys jingling at his side. A heavy, metallic, sharp object dragging and thumping down the stone stairwell. Bluebeard is coming, looking for his wife, with an axe in his hand. Who brought me here? I ask the spirit in the chair. I brought me here, she replied. Why? Why? She echoes. Why? Why? A voice whispers from the fireplace, amid sounds of typing fingers against a laptop, frantically writing the words. Who cares why? Just go back. Go home. Go back home. Now. I gasp. And close my eyes. And all is dark. And when I open them again, I am back in my tower, my ancient tower, my dear, sweet, terrifying place that I stumbled on myself. I climbed up and into. I found the sleeping prince here and woke him up, and became what I always wanted to be, deep down. I look in the dusty mirror here, the one I remember from all those years ago, the one I don't mind leaving intact. I am in my black gowns again. My hair is a disheveled mess of loose, strange, matted curls. My lips are red with blood. I breathe in deeply as the door to the balcony is wide open, and I have wings myself to fly wheresoever I please. I have a world full of open doors that I can pass through as I see fit, with no thought to sacrificing myself for any destiny other than my own. Perhaps it is fantasy. Of course it is fantasy. That's why we're here. I hear a voice on the balcony, humming. Again, it's not quite a balcony. It's a makeshift balcony made from the crashed and tumbling stones of the window I created when I fell into this rotting tower so long ago. But my beloved has made it quite cozy by helping plants to grow on it. He, the monster who I found here, the one who has come to demand nothing of me, not even love, though he has it forever. He is on the balcony, black wings folded demurely, as he gently touches the petals of a red rose growing on a thorny vine around the stone. More roses growing around it, leaves out of control and thorns sharp. His fingers are gruesome and long, their claws black, and they gently pluck the ripest of the roses. He raises it to his nose and inhales deeply, and exhales gently, not minding the fact that its thorns are causing black blood to drip from his fingers. I think he delights in it. There was once a time where every living thing he touched died and decayed instantly. But he has been through fire and formlessness so many times now that, in our tower, he may have as many living things around him as he likes. For I am a generous princess. I mean, monster. He looks over his shoulder at me and whispers,
"Welcome home."
La 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 la. Hello there, my friends, and welcome home to episode 278 of On a Dark Cold Night. This is Kristen Zaza, your writer, narrator, host, podcaster, composer, monster, etc. Thank you for joining me for this one. Sending gratitude to everyone who supports the show on a monthly basis via Patreon. I'm ever grateful for this, my friends. Thank you so much. On Patreon, every supporter of $1 or more a month, US, gets access to my complete show soundtrack, while every supporter of $5 or more a month, US, gets that, a monthly tarot reading video posted every full moon, and up to 70 quick moment bonus meditation episodes. Learn more at patreon.com/darkcoldnight. Just a note about the bonus meditations. Number 70 is coming up this week, and that will be the last one I make. However, $5 patrons, so that's under the Kindred Spirit tier, will continue to retain access to those 70 meditations. I will continue to do the full moon tarot reading videos, and I'm also going to announce a new perk for the Kindred Spirit level. I'll tell you a little bit about it, just as a teaser ahead of the official announcement, but it's going to be something released monthly, every new moon, and I'm planning it to be a sleepy kind of chat show, where I will take questions or topics or requests from Kindred Spirit patrons, and in an unscripted, more casual format, just sort of talk them through. I'm planning on the first one coming out next new moon, so in about a month from now. So again, I'm just working out the details. If you want to get ahead of the game, you can join the $5 here now, or you can just join my Patreon group for free to just stay in the loop, so you'll know exactly when the new perk is up and running and the details of how it will work. Sorry to be vague, but I'm planning to send out more details very soon likely the week this episode is released, so check in with my social media or Patreon page for more details if you're interested. Again, find me on Patreon at patreon.com/darkcoldnight. You can donate one time only without any perks at ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight or by buying a t-shirt or hoodie at bonfire.com/on-a-dark-cold-night. You can follow me on social media on Instagram at Dark Cold Night Podcast, Facebook or YouTube at On a Dark Cold Night, Blue Sky and TikTok at Kristen Zaza, or on Twitter at A Dark Cold Night. As always, it would be wonderful if you left me a rating and a review wherever you can, like iTunes, Spotify, Facebook, wherever else you like to do that kind of thing. Thank you again for joining me. Wishing you all the best as you weave your own destiny, and sending you and me alike the strength to love and value your own story. Lots of love and sweet dreams. This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar.